There's this theory which claims that there are these people walking the earth today who still have this divine blood, people who feel they have a divine right to rule the world. See, there's this thing called the Sumerian Kings List, an ancient record of all the kings who ruled in ancient Sumeria who were seen as literal gods on the earth. Anyone alive today linked to this ancient list would be supposedly a direct descendant of these gods of old, the great Nephilim. See, today, 13 families hold this kind of unnatural level of power in politics, banking, media. They shape the entire world from the shadows, all while preserving their bloodlines with this strange obsession. So my question today is, why? Who are they? And could these 13 bloodlines be related to these ancient Nephilim? Okay, so first things first, what are the 13 bloodlines? Starting off with the Rothschild, the undisputed rulers of global finance. This family is estimated to be worth $1 to $2 trillion, deeply intertwined with elite organizations that you and I will probably never see. The Rockefellers, estimated to be worth $500 billion to $1 trillion. Oil magnates who've single-handedly shaped America's modern economy. The Astor family, this old money dynasty worth around $100 to $300 billion. The Bundys, notorious for their influence in the US law and government, estimated to be worth in the billions, but nobody knows for sure. Collins, a family surrounded by these whispers of dark rituals. Their net worth is also unknown. DuPont, industrial titans who have allegedly been involved in classified experiments worth billions of dollars. The Freemans are a lesser-known elite family. The Kennedys, a political family dynasty famous for these mysterious deaths estimated to be worth $1 to $10 billion. Lee is an elite Chinese family, also connected to these secret societies, estimated to be worth $100 to $500 billion. Onassis are shipping magnates worth $2 to $10 billion. Reynolds is a tobacco family empire. Russell is this family connected to Yale's Skull and Bones Society. Van Duyn is also a lesser-known family, yet extremely powerful with these deep historical roots worth billions, but I don't know for sure. Now, whether you like it or not, whether you believe in this conspiracy or not, these families rule the world. Between their networks, money, and ownerships, it's literally impossible to know exactly how much they own, but I estimate that all their assets combined together would be worth anywhere from 5 to 10 trillion US dollars, although this might still be on the low end. See, this kind of power is truly impressive, but the big mystery here is how these people are completely intertwined and have been so for like the last 400 years. Some families have had this type of power for literally over 1,000 years. The Lee family is the longest lasting of them all, tracing back to over 1,400 years ago to the Tang dynasty in ancient China. Some suspect that this lineage could be traced back even older, possibly all the way back to the time of Babylon. See, for centuries, these families have only married within their own circles. But once again, why? Which leads me back to this most curious theory that these families have been rather preserving something within their blood, something to do with these great Nephilim. Okay, now for those in the back, the Nephilim are said to be these giant hybrid offsprings from fallen angels and human women. Genesis 6:4 tells us that the Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, which is very curious, because if these beings lived after the flood, then could it be possible that their descendants are still here with us today? Almost every culture has this legend of these giants: the Sumerians, the Native Americans, the Greeks, and interestingly, in the Bible, there is this one story that takes place much later after the flood, in around the 1400s BC, when Moses led the Israelites out of Egypt and into this promised land, which was called Canaan. But after these spies get to Canaan to go and check it out, they quickly discover that it's already inhabited by these powerful nations, including the Anakim, who were described as giants. See, this verse is specifically found in Numbers 13:33, which is already strange, but this is what it says. There we saw the giants, the sons of Anak, who come from the giants, and we, in our own sight, were as grasshoppers, and so were we in their sight. See, it wouldn't be so crazy at all to believe that this Nephilim bloodline simply never disappeared. What if instead they were hidden or preserved. Okay, so fast forward to the 21st century, when knowledge has greatly increased along with the influence of the richest and most powerful people. Today, rumor has it that this mysterious bloodline still exists somewhere, somehow. Only you and I would never fully know about it because, like I said, this DNA would be preserved within the most elite social circles, specifically within 13 bloodlines. Now, the whole idea of there only being 13 of these bloodlines was first popularized by this guy named Fritz Springmeier, who wrote this book called Bloodlines of the Illuminati, a book written in 1995. But this whole idea of a ruling elite divine bloodline existed way before the modern era. You can see this with the aristocracy and royal lineages, but more specifically, this can be traced back all the way to ancient Egypt when the pharaohs kept having these incest marriages to keep their divine blood pure, which is interesting because not only were these Egyptian kings truly believed to be gods on the earth, but so were the Babylonian kings, the Sumerian kings, the Chinese dynasties, and today the most elite European aristocracies, who also claim to be direct descendants of the line of Jesus or other divine beings. You see, all these families today are also just strange. I mean, look at this guy. It's pretty common for the elite to have this unusual height with striking features, but most notably, they all have this extremely high intelligence, which are all traits compatible with the Nephilim. See, these families are also deeply connected to a bunch of secret societies. They're all connected to things like the Freemasons, the Skull and Bones Club, Bohemian Grove, and even the Illuminati. Yes, this is a real group of people. You can just look it up. Every single researcher on these topics will tell you the same thing, that these organizations carry hidden knowledge about Nephilim ancestry, supernatural wisdom, or straight up dark magic. Of course, ultimately, these are empty speculations, but what is fact is that they are all obsessed with keeping their bloodline as pure as possible. They rarely ever marry outside of their social circles. And over the years, as this conspiracy has gotten deeper and also admittedly more widely available, the question that remains is, again, why? Now, all of this is pure conspiracy theory. And at this point, it's all a he said, she said situation. But the real question is not if these bloodlines truly exist. No, it's rather what their ultimate purpose is. Are they simply clinging to their wealth and influence, or are they guarding something far more ancient, something within their blood? The real question, ladies and gentlemen, is what are they up to?
The candidate with the bluest blood has won the race for president every time. 33 U.S. presidents are descendants of Emperor Charlemagne. And it doesn't stop there. These guys aren't just related to royalty, they're related to each other. Clinton's related to Ford, Bush is related to Cheney, and guess who Cheney's related to? That's right, Barack Obama.